All right, let's get this shit started. What's up, everybody? Oh, no, I'm sorry. I should do the whole what's up, creepers and geekers, Krista.
Atari Creep.
Retro Creep here.
Retro Creep. Forgot about that.
And today's all about metal up your ass. Wow, I fucked that up. What a weird intro. I can't believe I didn't know what to say. I don't know. I haven't even smoked anything today, so like my brain's all fucked up. I don't get it. What's going on, everybody? Hope everyone's doing well this afternoon. No agenda. Legit no agenda. I don't know if we'll play any games or we'll talk about some of the stuff we did for the Christmas stuffs. Give me a second here to play around with my phone. Again, I always have to have my alt account watching for reasons. What's up? All right, get in here, say fucking hi, and then piss off. Please. She's wearing donuts. Can you do me a favor? Can you turn the light on?
Oh, yeah, I can do that.
I thought this camera would be a little bit better without it, but, you know. Not that this camera's much fucking better anyway. Yeah, that's a much better resolution.
You see that thing behind him? That's cool.
It is cool. What is it?
Stormtrooper.
I was going to say there's a lot of shit behind me.
It's a fat, tiny stormtrooper. And its head is ginormous.
But he's in the Christmas spirit. He's killing rebels while fucking praising Santa Claus.
I got a stand mixer for Christmas. It was amazing.
She's got a food processor.
It's not a food processor. It's a mixer. I'm gonna go play Minecraft.
Go play Minecraft.
With it muted and my headphones on.
Okay. Well, that was as unconventional an intro as one gets. Let me just hit this button right here. Put on my glasses in case anyone comes in to chitter chat. I got something really exciting to talk about. I got one word for you. Skibbity. I discovered Skibbity. The actual cartoons and stuff are dumb. I don't like them. I watched them for like 20 minutes yesterday. So over on my TikTok account, Million Macabre Art. Actually, I think I took the word art out of it. Just left it Million Macabre. What is going on? Violation Entertainment. What's going on, my man? Thanks for popping in today. But over there's this guy named James, and he comes in here once in a while, and he does this thing called Grim on the Rim, where he takes these little toilets he gets from these blind packages of a toy line called Skibbity, and he pops the head off, and he puts like a Skeletor head and a couple of little things, you know, whatever, and like he's constantly going to these blind boxes looking for this. Looking for one of these so he can repurpose it. And I don't know if you guys remember, I made a thing back in the day called Peekapoo, where I had a toy toilet that was about maybe 4 inches wide and all that stuff. It was, it was a good 6-7 inches tall. And I had a McDonald's Pikachu figure that fit in it perfectly. And, actually, I could pull up a fucking picture of it. A Pikachu inside of a toilet that was all fucking gross. And I called it Peekapoo. I ended up selling it. I put it up on Etsy for shits and giggles. And it fucking sold. It fucking sold. I was just like, all right, somebody really wanted this. Me likey. I'm going to pull up a picture of it. But anything to do with toilets and everything. As a matter of fact, my buddy Alex Valentine, I get this pink toilet toy for him. It's over there on top of a guitar case. That's his, that he bought from me and still hasn't come and got. I guess I could go up there and give it to him. That's a fucking option if I were just to leave the house once in a while, right? And a minifig set from Night of the Living Dead that we're going to give to him. But I like toilet toys. I don't know why. So when I started seeing him playing around with these things, I was like, okay, that's cool. And then going to Target, where the fuck did that picture go? I know it's here because I've been using it all week. At Target, There we go. Let me just move that. I've been noticing that they have, not only that, they have a toilet toy that comes with the minifigs and everything like this. They call this a minifig. It's not really a minifig, but maybe in their line, you know, also stuff like this. But I found a remote control toilet that was probably about half scale, give or take, you know, maybe a third scale. And it's remote control, and I'm like, James, enough with the little figures. Get yourself one of these and make it Grim on the Rim. And, you know, there's this other guy on there that's just like, what are you doing? No more of these. You know, kidding around, of course. Mainly because of these are the bad guys. If I if I watch the cartoons properly, they're like little 1-minute episodes of literally these things just absorbing the human race, and a bunch of TV head and speaker head creatures are defeating them. But these things can multiply, and there's different shapes and sizes. I don't fucking understand what's going on. I just know this dude looks demented as fuck, and I like playing around with toilets. So I got this peekapoo here that I made years ago that some of you might remember. Let me swipe. Here's the back of the toilet. Let me swipe again. There it is, the side of it. Like this, like toilet paper on his head and shit. In person, these pictures look fucking nasty. So I fell in love with the idea of these things. But then I was in Target. I was in Target to buy these, which we'll get to here in a minute. Batteries for an Xbox One controller. Turns out my controller just doesn't work. So I don't know if I can return those or not. If some of you guys need them, let me know. Let me know. Maybe I'll hook somebody up with those if you pay for the shipping. But they work. They're fine, but my controller doesn't work. Or maybe I should just wait to get a controller with no battery and try again. But regardless, we were in Target yesterday because I had a couple of Target cards. And that's how I purchased this. And I saw that they had this toilet right here. And it was on clearance. So I bought it. And it flushes. But more importantly, skibbity! Skibbity, motherfucker! Oh man, I don't know what I want to do with this just yet. But it is absolutely going to become a custom. I do have a Skeletor head that's about the size of this guy's head. So in theory, I could do my own Grim on the Rim, like James does, but I want to do my own thing. One person suggested I do the toilet from Ghostbusters, the toilet ghost. But I'm looking at him like, well, that's not challenging enough. Putting a couple of eyes in the back tank and a tongue coming out of the main thing, not challenging enough. But I also noticed, go to the toy. The top of the lid, if you flip it upside down and look at it, it's a fucking womb. It's a uterus and fucking ovaries.
Wait, can I see?
Yeah, here, I'll show you.
Yeah, just give me a second.
It's fucking ovaries and shit. So, man, I guess I might as well show you guys too. That part right there, if you hold it upside down, yeah, it's not going to let me do that. It looks a lot like that. So I said, you know what, we're not going to do that's what your uterus looks like.
I know. I've seen pictures. Oh!
I'm not lying, right?
No, it does look like that.
So I don't know if somebody was just being cute with the sculpt or whatever, but I don't know. I think it would just be too simple to do that. No mercy for what we're doing. No thought to even what we've done. We don't need to feel your sorrow. No remorse for the helpless one. War without end.
You guys want to see my new glasses?
No remorse, no repent. Violation says I'm playing an ancient game called Thief from 1998. Right on. What platform? Is it a PC game? God, that was a scary loud sound. Don't do that again. That was loud. Oh my God.
Everything's clear now. Okay.
Well, yeah, you put your glasses on. Look at these new glasses she's got.
Imagine.
Yeah, kinda, sorta. I'm taking a screenshot of that later on, and I'm putting that on my phone.
Okay.
That's one of my new favorite pictures. Thief, tell me, what platform? Is it a PC game? That sounds like a Windows 98 game. I don't know why it does, but... But yeah, I got a skibbity toilet, man. I don't know if I'll ever get the remote control one. Look how demented this fucking cat looks. Oh, looks like a dude I used to work with. Oh my god. This looks like the kid that was the assistant manager and then became the general manager of the Artists and Craftsman Supply in Saugus. Unfortunately, that closed down this past fucking summer. I loved working there. What a great job. They were so good to me. I was going through a lot of my mental health stuff while working there. As a matter of fact, I took the job because of mental health. It was just a retail job. I mean, I got paid a little bit more than just your average retail person because you had to have some knowledge of very specific artistic tools and product and stuff like that. And I didn't know everything about everything, but we all had our own niches, right? And I was more of the sculptor, making molds and all that stuff, which will lead into more talks about the future here. To put it plainly, 2026 is going to be the future, the year of reptile haunts. Going back to, God, months ago, where I came up with the idea of just making, well, I've had the idea for a long time of making custom reptile and small creature, little hides, little homes, but in a horror kind of aspect. Ones that I would want, but they don't exist. I have one partially molded. And I'm actually going to probably use some of my Amazon cards instead of doing the whole television sprint thing for right now, because it looks like the Amazon thing is gonna go on forever. I saw somebody wrote down that theirs was supposed to be here on the 27th of December. Now they're talking between February and some other or between now and February or something like that. So I really don't know. I think I'm just going to wait till I have the cash and just get it from Atari themselves. But I'm going to go balls deep into the reptile hide thing. I don't know what the fuck I was talking about before that, but either way. No, I still don't know. I don't know. It'll come to me. But yeah, I think we're going to do that. We're going to do that. See, PC, yep. Stealth break into rich people's houses and pinch their loot. I thought you were going to say pinch their butts and stuff. That'd be funny. And then leave a few of them alive, I suppose. All right. I suppose that's a good goal, you know? That's a good goal. Steal people's shit, but keep them alive. Unless they wake up, right? Dead men tell no tales. But yeah, as far as this is concerned, if you guys remember, I had an Xbox One controller I got, and with the old battery, it fired up. And I did a custom paint job. Oh, that looks horrible on this camera. But there's a holographic, or I should say a luminescent kind of thing going on here. The color and the clear coat is separate. The color is just a purple, and it had a slight bit of metallic. But the clear coat is literally just like a hollow flake. There you go. That's the word. It looks great, and I'll keep the skins for any future controllers I get. But apparently when I took it apart, the battery terminal thing here broke off somewhere. So I took it apart again to see if I can't just fashion something. And I did. I even tried with tinfoil. I might even still have the little thin... No, I guess I threw it away. So this Xbox controller is caca. So I'm not going to be able to use this for any of my games. I'm just going to wait to... Actually, I was at Savers the other day, and there was one behind the counter. I don't know, how much they wanted for it. I got this at the same Savers for $4. And when I brought it home, it fired up. I just don't know what I fucking did to it. I'm usually very careful when it comes to taking things apart and then putting them back together, And I think it was done very classy, The purple is just on here, and it's very durable, the finish. And I really do like Xbox controllers. I really do. I think from the PS4 and Xbox One days, this right here was the winner as far as controllers are concerned. Yeah, there's just something about it. I'm not a fan of either one, really. I am an original PlayStation and PlayStation 2 aficionado. In fact, I'm thinking about actually getting an original PlayStation and scooping up a few of the games that I had when I was married and we used to play all the time, like Blasto. I fucking really want to play Blasto again. That game was so awesome. I don't even know if I ever finished it, to be perfectly honest with you. But that game was awesome. Every now and again, it was rare, but he would actually swear. He would actually say some naughty words. I only got him to do it once. But playing it, as frustrating as some parts of the game were, was worth it because of that. Yeah, but this week has all been about batteries I can't use. I don't know. Someone tell me, can you return something like this once you've opened it? I mean, it's a battery, you know? Maybe I'll return it. It was only like $12. It was on sale. It was like $12. And that's the main reason why I grabbed it. I just, for shits and giggles, went on there to see what an Xbox controller costs these days. And I have a couple of Target cards. And then I saw the batteries and was like, wait a minute, I have an Xbox controller. What the fuck am I buying one for? And then brought it home and turns out it just doesn't work. So maybe I'll hang on to those for another controller. Maybe if you guys need it, someone tell me. As long as you're willing to pay the shipping. And I'll do it in one of those flat rate boxes. So it'll be like one flat, like $10 or whatever. If you don't care about the box itself, I can put it in the lowest priced flat rate box, and I can get it out to you. Now, we have a lot of things we can do live this week. You also got to understand the girls are home from the school this week as well. So we're going to get interrupted quite a bit. Hopefully they don't fight. You know, they're teenage girls, so they're going to bicker and shit, and I'm going to get mad about it, and I'm going to be like, fucking shut up! And then the little one's going to get mouthy with me, and you know, you'll get to see the family dynamics. Like last night, one of them said to the mom, you want me to start getting loud? And I was like, oh, shit, here we go. I get to choose violence today. And I got up and made sure she understood that she was talking to her mom, and I think she got it. But we don't choose violence. Well, actually, that's not true. We like to poke each other every now and again. You know, the one that was here earlier, she likes to hit me a lot. But it's all right. I'm safe. But it also comes with being a jackass stepfather, you know. You win some, you lose some. And that's it. But I'm really excited. To finally start doing the hides. Getting the materials for it and start. I have one that's partially molded. And the reason I haven't finished making the mold is because I'm using a brush on silicone. And the first couple layers, you just do it regular. You know, you just, whatever. But it's thin, so it kind of does this deal. And you kind of want it to. So you have like a flute, so to speak, to pour. Because how I'm going to produce them is what they call slush casting. Whereas I'll put up a bunch of resin and pour it in there. Not a lot, you know, just enough to coat it. And then do this until it's cured. I'll do what they call, Smooth On makes a product called Smooth Cast 300. And it's just a white, you've seen me use it 100 times on this channel. It cures in about 5 to 10 minutes, depending on how much product you put together. Believe it, the more you put together, the quicker it'll cure, because it's a thermal process, so it starts getting fucking hot while you're mixing it. And that's how you know we got to get this going. But it'll be a slush casting thing. So the first one, you want it to flute out a little bit. But then from there on, you want to just pack it. The first couple of like real detail ones, you're literally getting the silicone and all the details. And then there's a product that'll thicken it up so you can literally paste it onto the rest of it. And then I got to make a jacket for the molds, And that's easy enough to do. I can just do that with plaster bandages for now until I can get like fiberglass stuff. But I have one started. As a matter of fact, after the stream is over, I am actually going to use my card for Amazon to buy the products needed for it. And hopefully I can get at least a couple out. What I'm going to do is I'm going to paint 2 or 3 of them. Primarily, I want to sell them as a DIY thing to keep it cheap. Because if I hand paint every fucking one, it's going to be like $100 for something that should not be $100, And that's being generous. It takes a lot to get these things ready to go. And you got to buy special materials because little creatures are going to be in it, And some of them have teeth and like to chomp on things. So you got to find the things that'll be safe for the creatures. Mostly reptiles and stuff is what I'm aiming after. But if I do it as a DIY kind of a thing where you paint your own, I can sell them for $40-50 all day long, and that's right there with market, and it's custom. So you get the benefits of something that nobody else has, so you can be the coolest reptile owner on the fucking block. So I'm going to focus on that here actually right after we're done. I got the card right there, and I got a little bit on another Christmas card I got. I got one before Christmas that I ended up spending all on Christmas. So the right people know all about that one. Just so that they know anything I'm talking about with Amazon cards now have nothing to do with that particular $100 that I used for Christmas. Somebody helped me out. Somebody just randomly sent me an Amazon card, and I was just like, what the fuck? And James, we were talking about you at the beginning of the stream. This is the cat right here that started the whole skibbity thing for me. Here, I'll give you an honorary flush. Hold on. You can have a flush. But I have another one I am almost done sculpting, but I think I'm going to put that one on hold because I don't like the way it's going. And I think I want to do this rib cage one. I have a rib cage that's supposed to be a groundbreaker skeleton. It's literally just the front half of the rib cage. I'm thinking about mounting that down to a piece of cardboard and then like lining the inside so when I start molding, it doesn't go through the ribs, and then like sculpt like little viscera in between the ribs with some clay and then make one big mold of that. I mean, it's going to be huge, so you're going to have a big snake. Like my snake could fit underneath it. Alucard will fit underneath it, no problem. But I think that's going to be my second one, a rib cage. I think that's going to be sick as fuck, and maybe even like do a couple like bone accessories to put with it or something. I don't know. But that has to be my focus this year. I've still been applying for electromechanical jobs, but it's tough. They want you to have so many years of experience, and it's like I have the experience. My soldering iron's out all the time. In fact, it's going to be out today working on a Esquire that has a Seymour Duncan P rail in it right now. That's okay, bro. You can go back. All I literally did was talk about Grim on the Rim, and you introducing me to this thing called Skibbity, which by the way, I started watching the cartoons, and I'm okay with that. I'll stick with the fucking toys. And I gave him a little demonstration of my buddy right here. He's like, "Ah, I'll eat your poo," which actually is kind of beneficial if he wants to eat the poo. That'll save water. It'll save fucking all kinds of things. Just don't lick my butthole while I'm extracting your meal. Is that really what this channel has come down to, talking about poop eating? But I'm just going to wait till I have a few bucks to get this print. I'm just going to wait. Because the Amazon thing just seems a little fucky right now. I think that's where we started with the whole of this. So I'm going to use the Amazon cards that I have to further this little business venture I want to get going. I have a whole shelf of ideas on top of some of my cool custom figures and shit. But I have 1, 2, 3 custom ideas. And I'm going to come up with like one of a kinds too. Ones that I will never in a million years know how to make a mold of. Like I have one where I took a couple of like elbows, 3-inch plumbing PVC elbows, and kind of put them together by cutting out, holes and stuff, and then using epoxy putty, sculpty, to not sculpty, but epoxy sculpt to seal it. And I've been slowly working on. Let me go grab it. It's gonna be a pain in the ass, but give you guys an idea what I'm talking about. Oh my God, there's so much shit on the shelf. Fucking hell. Oh, ET ship. I need to work on that. Oh man, here we go. Like stuff like this one right here will not be mass produced. Let me put my guitar back on and I'll give you a better view of this thing. And one of the reasons I kind of stopped working on it is because I got to use my Dremel outside. It causes a big mess, and I'm right above my landlord's fucking grill. He's like, "What the fuck is all this white shit on my grill?" But I started carving into it with the Dremel and sanding it down, and you can kind of see the epoxy that I used to sculpt it out, and there's a way for your creature to go in here and go up into here. And then, down into this. And it really depends on, I would probably have it sitting like this, That way they can get in and out of all of it. And it creates enrichment. But I really think sculpting out these things to make it look like I live in a city that's old, right? I live in the Boston area. So everything around here is old as fuck. And whenever they pull up pipes, it always looks like this rotted kind of, So that's the look I was going to go for and paint it and sell that as a one-off for like $150 or something like that. But there we go. All right, let's see. I missed it. Let me know if you succeed with TV person. Oh, you know what? It's funny that you mentioned that. I started scoring around the gray. I think this is mostly solid. It's raining today, so I'm not going to go out and use my Dremel. But I'm going to use one of my small cutoff bits, and I'm going to try to... We're going to start with an X through it, and then slowly start chiseling out to see how hollow it is or isn't. But I will abso-fucking-lutely let you know how that goes. And I think this guy's a little smaller than the ones that you have. This guy... He might be 3 inches, 2.5 inches tall. And they called them minifigs on the blind bag. When I think of minifigs, I think of like Keshi style, like muscle figures we had here in the States. And stuff like that. But PVC does stink, but it's so easy to work with. It's so easy to work with. The reason I don't have a 3D printer yet is I don't want my house to smell like work. Fair? I have a 3D printer. I just haven't used it, and it needs some adjustments that I don't know how to do. I don't know what's going on. It doesn't matter how much I level it. Doesn't matter what I do. It scrapes the fucking bed every time. And the first couple layers of my prints don't ever come out. So I kind of just put it away for now. I don't know if I have to tighten up bells. I ran that thing fucking ragged, though. I replaced the nozzle like so many times because I kept it going. Kept it going at all times. But let's see, DCF was a DCFC 1200. Hi all, I got my television Sprint this Christmas. That's awesome. Are you enjoying it? Plastic dry rots. Yeah, it does. Been playing a bit of Night Stalker. And side-loaded AD&D Cloudy Mountain. That's awesome. Congrats, man. That sounds fun. Where is it? Oh, it's not even here. I'm not getting up again. I'm actually going to do a painting of the Night Stalker screen. I have a panel that's 8x10 that I've already painted the dark blue. I just need to do the black stuff. The little... And then the home in the middle... But I'm going to do that and probably get those up on my Etsy shop too. Do a couple of different video game. You know what? When I used to do that years ago, they weren't necessarily the screen itself, but it was like Atari characters or Nintendo characters. but they would be in my style. They used to sell like that. So I might just start doing that. But that's awesome. I'm glad that you're. Now let me ask you a question, DC. I'm just going to call you DC. Were you a television guy before that, or is this like? I don't want to call it your first experience, but you know, like this is the first time you're really digging deep into it. These are closer to keychain size. I work in plastics, mold injection. Okay, I got you. I did that too for a little bit. We made catheters for cardiac catheters. I let my own bullshit fuck that job up. It was $25 an hour. I showed up to it. And it wasn't what I just finished going to school for. I want to assemble shit. I want to put fucking solder onto shit, you know? Or test sub-assemblies or stuff like that. Mechanical stuff. And this one job called back, and it was a temp to hopefully hire kind of situation. And what we do is we made the catheters, those big, long catheters that go into your arteries and stuff. And there was just like a little thing on the inside that shoots out the plaque inside your heart and the cholesterol buildup. And the first 3 weeks I was there, I did nothing. They wouldn't let me do anything. I learned it. I watched the guy, but there was a lot of little nuances that he wasn't able to tell me about. They were strict about that because these things are going to be used in medical, you know, applications. They want someone certified to train you to be certified to do the fucking job. You literally just spit them out. You tested every so many of them, you know. You check the diameter in the perimeter, you know, all kinds of stuff. And you did a strength test with this machine that would just yank it apart. But they wouldn't let me do anything as far as learning. It just sat there and just smelt the plastic and talked to the dude about movies. And then finally, after 3 weeks of just sitting there, fucking 40 hours doing nothing, which drives me nuts. So I know a lot of people it would be like dream job. Not me. I have to be moving. I have to keep going. The reason I didn't stay in corrections when my hip was started going bad is because they offered me a desk job, and I can't fucking do that. I can't just sit in one place for 8 hours doing a fucking mindless bullshit job. Not that it's bullshit. I mean, if that's what you can do, then God bless you. We need you. Because there are people like me who can't do that job. It would drive me nuts. But then I finally got a trainer, and it was from a different department, and he thought he was just coming in to help out for a shift. And he wanted nothing to do with training anybody. He said, I don't want to do this. I want to go back to my station. And they said, no, you need to train this guy so we can get him going. And by the end of the shift, he made it very fucking clear that he wanted nothing to do with me even anywhere near him. And I let that get to me. I was just like, you know what, fuck this place. 3 weeks of doing nothing, now I get this cocksucker over here fucking breaking my balls, literally leaving, and he didn't understand that I understood Spanish. And him and his buddies are talking shit about the gringo. And I was just like, you know what, dude, I understand everything you're fucking saying. So I don't know if you're looking to get fucked up, because that'll get you fucked up. I'm done with this bullshit. And I just fucking left. I was just like, I'm not doing it. I went up to the supervisor and said, look, I'm going to leave. When you guys get your shit together, give me a call back because I would love to retire from this company. And I left. And they did call me back a few more times. And I'm like, do you have an actual trainer available? And they're like, well, not really, but we would still like for you to come back and, you know, maybe we can get you doing something else. I'm like, can I do something though? And they're like, well, why spend $25 an hour on some fat toothless fuck to just sit there all fucking week doing nothing? I don't understand it. Why are you going to hire if you can't get the people going? So I kind of fucked up on that. But after weeks of doing nothing and feeling useless, and this fucking guy comes, I was just like, fuck this. Medtronics can suck a dick, even though they are a wonderful company. I know a lot of people have retired from there. A few of my friends' father have retired from there. So, I don't know. All right, let me get back to the chat. We should get you to do a live on the Clock app. It's weird not having boxes. Do live on the Clock app? I don't understand what that is. Explain to me, James. What are we talking? We should get you to do a live on the Clock app. Are you talking about TikTok? I don't. I've gone live like once, and it was when I was in the woods. Let's see. DC says my best mate had one in the 80s. I'm 60 plus. Right on. The only one that was available to me was always behind a locked door. One of my childhood friends' older brothers had one. It was the only one I knew of in the area. But their door was always locked, and it was very rare that they were home. Usually like on a Sunday or something, you know. That they'd be in there, and I'd just get to watch them. Once in a while, they'd hand me a controller, you know. I guess I'm in a Metallica mood today. Like early Metallica. Oh, I gotta practice that one. I fucked that up bad. Cool stuff, cool stuff. James says, endo cavity ends Easter egg trailer fender etc. Okay, I still have no idea what you're talking about. Endo cavity ends Easter eggs trailer fenders etc. James, man, did you hit your head today or something? Maybe it's just because I'm fucking stupid. I have no idea what you're talking about. I know what an Easter egg is. I know what trailer fenders are. Also, make the white ends on M&M candy tubs you see every Xmas. Okay. I think I'm starting to feel what you're touching with. Part of my job is... Oh, you're talking about shit that you make. All right, light shines on Marblehead. Part of my job is being that guy. You dickhead. TikTok, yep, I figured that part out. Never say another app's name on another app. I don't give a fuck. TikTok, Instagram, they can all eat a dick. Could be Stranger Things in the air. Absolutely. What are you like on Guitar Hero? I'm garbage. Absolute garbage. Things I make it work. Yeah, I thank God light shined on Marblehead. I'm like, what the fuck? Trailers? What? Fenders? I thought you were talking about guitars. I got a Fender. Well, it's a Squire. Fender proudly puts their name on the back of the headstock. I fucking hate it when I see a Fender guitar being advertised and it's like $300-400. And I'm like, okay, well, what does this guy sell? Maybe it's something that needed repair. I click on it and it's a Squire. It's like, don't fucking use the word Fender. It's a Squire. When the PlayStation 2 was still, doing its thing, I was dating this really cute redheaded lesbian. It's a true story. Her son played Guitar Hero, and it had been a while since I played a game, and I think, my PlayStation was with the ex-wife and all kinds of stuff, and I had a couple of little things, but I kind of stopped with the gaming thing for a little while when I was a single dude and trying to figure things out. But she's like, have you ever played Guitar Hero? And I'm just like, I don't even know what that is. And she pulls out this plastic guitar. I'm just like, well, that's fucking cute. She's like, well, I figured you're a guitar player. You'd be really good at this. No, I did play, actually, I think it was Guitar Hero 2 for the longest time, which is really cool because in Guitar Hero 2, there's a club in there called, I think they call it the Rat Cellar. Here in Boston, we have one called the Rat Skella, Skell, ER or whatever. And I played there a number of times. It's over in the Fenway area. So I thought that was pretty cool that they had a Boston club called Rat Cellar, when in fact it's actually the Rat Skella. It's gone now, but and it was kind of a shit. The place always smelled like piss and puke. Think of it like Boston's CBGB, but not as popular. Lots of punk bands went through it. Sorry, I'm just really feeling the guitar today, and I haven't even smoked at all. But things I make at work. Yep. Been there with the dating thing, right? Violation says creep. I was looking at an M called WGens. I'm just going to say that. A Genesis with support net play would play 1 versus 1 with your audience. Be something that you're interested in doing? Absolutely. What are you talking about? I would love to play one-on-one with people. The games I grew up playing. You know, I know it's a novelty now. You get on your Xbox or your PlayStation machines. Even here with the Switch, I think I played Mario Kart Deluxe with Linda the Gamer Gal and a bunch of her friends. And they fucking smoked me. They just fucking smoked me. But I would absolutely love doing that. If it's the older games, yeah, absolutely. Can you imagine playing fucking... I mean, Warlords would be a tough one, because how do you do the paddle controller over the internet? But can you imagine that? That's pretty cool. I actually did get 2 games via email, randomly from people, to play on my channel. Let me minimize everything so I can read the titles here. One of them is called Ship Inc. It's a cutesy game where you put shipping boxes together, or you pack shit. I don't know. I've never played it before. They offered it to me. I'm going to give it a go. Maybe make a video. Maybe do live at some point. I'm still trying to figure out how to operate with Steam. The other game is called Snatch. It's basically, and the reason I brought it up is because it's a Warlords kind of style thing. But you're like in this like little hover go-kart thing. I don't know how else to describe it. But let me fix my screen here. That guy just randomly just sent the code and gave me no information, so I downloaded it. But the other one I was able to put in window mode so I can minimize it and then record it on OBS and then hopefully, do whatever. Whereas the other one, I can't find a window mode or a minimization mode for it. And I can't figure out the 2-screen thing. I have the other monitor over here, and I'm able to get things to go from one screen to the other. But the problem I'm having is the audio from the game is not being picked up by OBS. I can hear it on the TV screen, wherever, whichever one I put it on, whether it's here on the computer or over there. I get a lot of games on Steam that I really want to share with you guys. I got the Atari 50th with the big upload. I got a game called iRobot that I won from Gen X Gamer. Or Gen X Grown Up, I'm sorry. I won in one of their streams a long time ago, and I've actually never played it. I got a few other games. I'm not going to open up my Steam account, but I got a handful of games on Steam that I'd like to play with you. I just don't know how to fucking get OBS to jive with it all. It's fucking crazy. Do you remember a game called Manic? No. What platform was it on? Well, I'll set it up and send you an email with the instructions, and it's on. Okay? Hopefully I can figure it out, Violation. That'd be awesome. That would be awesome. I would absolutely love to fucking figure out how to do some shit like that. Absolutely. Have I shown you guys the new Superman figures I got? I think we did a video on them, right? I got them all except for one. I have them all except for one. I got Soups here. And the reason I'm excited about these is not because they're Superman figures, but they're Superman the movie figures. And they're, 3 3/4, 5 points of articulation, basically Star Wars style figures. And they're awesome. So I got Soupy here. I got Soups. I got his daddy. I got Daddy Boy here. And the thing that sucks is there's 6 figures in this line. And 2 of them are Jor-El. Jor-El wearing black and Jor-El wearing white. I'm like, there's so many other characters you could have fucking done. Why do we need 2 Jor-Els? And this Jor-El came with a clear crystal. And I'm hoping the white Jor-El has a green crystal. Because I'm pretty aggravated that there's no green crystal so far. I have Lois Lane here. If you look at the back where the feet are, or the legs and the butt, I don't think that's very well designed. I mean, the front is nice and tight. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, I guess. But the back is loose as fuck. It doesn't hinder anything. It doesn't hinder anything. Of course, we have the greatest criminal mastermind of all time. Gene Hackman's Lex Luthor came with a headpiece because famously, Gene Hackman did not want to. He did not want to be bald throughout the whole movie. And then, of course, we have General Zod with his sexy ass chest hair. I think we have talked about these. So, I got 3 of them from Christmas from the young lady that you guys saw earlier. And when I was at Target the other day, again, I got a couple Target cards. Which 2 figures did I get? I want to say it was Lois Lane and Jarrell. I got these 2 for $3.99. They're already on clearance. So hopefully I'll be able to find a white Jarrell soon enough and figure out, the crystal. Oh, that was, hold on. Crazy Train, right? Yeah, that was the beginning of the solo. But, C64 and Nintendo. Okay, yeah, I didn't get into, C64 very much. When you say Nintendo, are you talking about NES, Super NES, N64, or did you say N64 and meant that? When you say C64, I think of Commodore. So I'm assuming that's where you're going with that. It had PC sequel called Day of the Tentacle. I like that. James is like, oh my. You're talking about Lois Lane's looseness in the back? Yeah, she's got to wear Depends, man. She's got to wear Depends. She's received it from behind so often that the shrink it doesn't even work anymore. It won't close up. So she's got to wear Depends because it just kind of falls, you know. So she's got to be careful what she eats. She can't eat Taco Bell. That's too bad. Is Taco Bell in the Superman universe? NES and Commodore 64. Okay. Hold on one second. Hold on. Let me Maniac. Wait, Maniac Mansion. I think I do know that game. I'm going to pull up my emulator now, my Nintendo, and see if I have it in there. I'm pretty sure I do. Let me go down to the M's. Yeah, I got Maniac Mansion. Okay, I think it was because of the way you misspelled it. I didn't look at it as Maniac Mansion. But yeah, I do have it. If I remember correctly, it's a click and find game, right? And if it is, then no, I don't play that game. 20 years ago today. You know what? Let me pull it up on the screen so you can see what I'm looking at. Let's do this. I mean, I'm not going to play it. But yeah, if this is the game you're talking about, I believe I have played it. Oh shit, how loud is this? Are you guys getting blasted? No. Oh my, it's so fucking funky, right? Let me see if I can... No. Yep, very cool. I think I have played that, but I'll look more into that later on, buddy. But if it's that click and fucking find, I'm not. I can't do that. Yes. You may like the sequel better. Right on. Yeah, I'm more into actually controlling the character, and that's why I can't get into RPGs because I hate turn-based combat. I wanna lose because my skills suck, or I want to win because I learned the pattern, or whatever the case may be. You know. When it comes to turn-based stuff, it's like it's literally up in the air to the computer. And I don't want the computer to decide for me whether I win or lose. Fuck that game. Not meaning the Maniac Man, just RPGs in general. Which sucks because the adventures seem fun as fuck. I'll watch RPG gameplay, but I can't get into it. I can't get into it. I miss turn-based games. Yeah, I miss them on purpose. Al Bundy, Mel, did you miss me? With every bullet so far, Peg. Oh. You know? The sequel is more leisurely. Oh, Leisure Suit Larry. I love that game. I loved that game. Oh my God, that's going way back. I remember one of the first versions of Leisure Suit Larry, and I can't remember what the command was on the keyboard. But when you hit it, a graphic would show up of like, I don't know, like a pie chart or something like that. So if you were at work playing the game and you heard your boss, you'd be like, boom, and like work-related looking shit would pop up on the screen. It got that popular, you know? Something like that, right? That's pretty damn close. Sam and Max, great. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. So, Day of the Tentacle, very similar. Is that PC only? Day of the Tentacle? That sounds so hentai porn. That's what that sounds like. Day of the Tentacle. Actually, there's a grape revenge movie. I'm not going to say the R word. There's some words I just won't say on here. Called, well, it was originally called Day of the Woman because it was about her getting her revenge. It was her day, you know. She got assaulted throughout all this shit. But it became I Spit on Your Grave was the actual drive-through title. But some copies that you get, it'll say Day of the Woman. And I wonder if it's like that kind of... I know it's not, but... Something called Day of the Tentacle makes me think someone did some naughty things to a tentacle monster. And now it's getting its fucking revenge. That's what the game should be, if it's not. And if it isn't, now I'm pissed off. And I want to fucking be mad about it for like 20 minutes. And then remember, I got an air fryer now. I'm going to try to cook a burger in it later. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I like it a lot. So going back to DC, what do you think of the television Sprint overall? I love hearing what people's feelings and thoughts are. I went over. You know what? This is fun. Let's do this. Let's go to Amazon, right? Let's go to Amazon and read the. Let's read the reviews. The television Sprint. Let me pull it up. Temporarily out of stock. Brand play on. Where are the reviews? I was reading some of them last night. And I'm like, what the fuck did these people think it was? I mean, what did they actually think it was supposed to be? Now, mind you, there's only 5 fucking reviews right now. So let me do this. I'm not going to be able to see the chat here for a few minutes, so give me a little bit of a break getting back to you. So let's do this, and I'll move this over. I'll move that over. I'll make it a little smaller. There you go. You can see what's on my fucking tab there. You can make fun of me. So we got Johnny over here giving it a 5 fucking star review. I don't remember seeing that one last night, but apparently he reviewed it on Christmas. It isn't perfect. No. That's not possible. Thanks for letting me know that, Johnny. I really appreciate your heads up on that one. But it's about as close as you can get. And, you know, it's pretty cool. I mean, he's talking about how people like it and all this stuff. And then you have Jay Fran with 1 fucking star review. Was excited to finally try this. Great memories of playing television with my Mama's house. I'm going to assume that's grandmother's house, right? Mamau? You know what? There is something to be said about the different languages and what they call their grandmother. It is beautiful. It is fucking poetic, some of the words they come up with. And that's fucking one of them. While the game's sound and graphics are superbly done, I heard there was a problem with that. There's a new update, but whatever. There was so much lag on the disc portion of the paired wireless controllers. Now, let me know, is that your experience? Anyone in here who has one? Or is that maybe, actually, I can probably see the chat if I just go into my phone here. Okay, the chat looks empty as fuck. Or I wonder if maybe it's because of everyone's been doing, loosening up the screws either on the back of the controller, or some are even actually opening it up, and the disc assembly has a couple of screws that if you just turn it like a quarter turn, just like a container, it makes the disc perform a lot better. So I wonder if it has anything to do with that. But while the game's the disc portion of the paired wireless controllers, and that the games are basically unplayable. I can tell you right now, I've seen too many videos to know how untrue that is. You press a direction, and half the time it doesn't respond. Okay, that's probably what it is. I wish you could respond to these. So then you get this other, more nostalgia than playable. Definitely a nostalgia purchase more than something to enjoy, I feel. Played Astral Smash with a few others and just remembered them. B-17 Bomber is still hard to play. 45 years old, blah, 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 years ago rather. Problem, the language keeps changing to German even though I choose English. Interesting. I'm going to talk to the Intellivision Gamer about this one, Casey. Let me know if you know anything about that. Also, you would think that they could put the manuals on the screen. Yeah, I don't know. These days it's all QR codes, right? $150 is a wall bucks warranty charger, blah, 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 and all this stuff. I get it. And maybe some of these people are the impulse purchase, and they're not, like, in the circles. Seriously, where the fuck did the chat go? There it is. I didn't notice lag, but it isn't great for side-to-side games. Okay, that's fair. It's great. Don't forget how crap the controllers are. Well, I have these things called Thumb Buddies you can purchase. And right now, there's a 10% off coupon. Just hit my Etsy down below and put in New Year 10 at checkout. Or in my community tab, there's a link that you can click directly. And that should make your disc a little bit better. I have my original Intellivision on my hand chair over on the other side of this table. And maybe that'll help you out. It'll fit. But, I'm wondering if a lot of people just aren't in our circles. And they just don't know that, the first couple of runs, you're going to have to loosen up a few screws to get the controller to work. But aside from that, it looks like everyone's having a good time. Let's see. This next one's a 5-star review. My favorite way to play in television. You know what my favorite way is? In my underwear with mashed potatoes on my nipples.
What?
Absolutely. She's 17.
I came over here to tell you that I'm on episode 92 of my fictional podcast that I listen to. Welcome to Night Vale.
Okay. I'm trying to do this.
Old woman Josie slipped in her garden and she hurt her hip and now she has to go to the ghost hospital.
Good, fuck her.
No!
I hope her ghost hip gets fucking rotted out.
No! She's an old woman who's friends with angels. Leave her
Serves her
alone.
right. Absolutely love mine. I play it every day. The wireless controller and the ability to sideload additional games via USB drive makes this a must-have for Intellivision fans. I think it's a must-have for any pre-NES fan. Can't wait for the firmware updates with more fun. I fucking hate those words. It's an Intellivision product. There shouldn't be fucking firmware problems. Zero support. Less docks. Bad update fails. Rushed out. Not ready for prime time. Okay. Game Master 16. 1 star. Huge disappointment. Rushed out before ready. It's funny, I was just supposed to talk about that. And then, of course, the last one. Is there any more? Nope. And the last one is from XV250. That's a cool name. I don't know why. Back in the early 80s when the families could afford home consoles. Alright, they liked it. The console is very authentic looking. Feels okay, yeah, right down to the oddball controllers. I love that everyone's fucking picking on the controllers. because all the old school, what do you call it there? The guys who grew up with the fucking console, they love the controller, and they love defending it, and I love countering that because fuck that controller. But let me tell you something. I got to sign out here in a minute. But I'll leave you with this, and I've said this 100 times. The Intellivision has so many fucking rad games that in a lot of ways it's worth the controller because it's a completely different experience. You can play the same games that Atari has and some Coleco games, right? And regardless of the quality of the game itself, like Donkey Kong, for example, right? It's still a different experience. Each one of those three consoles of that second generation, the Atari 2600, the Intellivision, and the ColecoVision, all are completely different experiences because of their form factor, because of that controller. However, and obviously if you grew up with one or the other, you're going to be a little bit more adept. You're going to be better at than most people because that's what you had, and I could totally see that. I didn't have that experience. So, Intellivision, when I first started getting back into it, was more frustrating than fun. But once I got past that initial stage of fuck this thing, I started getting into it. And I started adapting. And I started to really enjoy the over-complex controls to some simple games like bowling. I think it's worth it. I think if you're into classic games at all, I think that's a purchase you should make. The Intellivision is just such an interesting console. It literally feels smart, even though it's called the Intellivision, intelligent, whatever the fuck. And the fact that they got Henry Thomas to advertise for it while the E.T. game on the Atari was bombing really shows that they had balls and they really knew what they were doing. I fucking absolutely love it. Love it, love it, love it. I didn't notice lag, okay. I saw them, but did you send to UK? That might be a little tough. I don't know how to do that. And I apologize, my friend. And thank you, my friend from across the pond, for hanging out with me. I don't know what the time difference is, but I genuinely appreciate you being here. You know what, honestly, and I think one of the reasons I don't like to ship to other countries is because for what the item is, I don't think with the shipping costs it would be worth it to anybody. Honestly. Unless you absolutely needed to have one, you could get a hold of me on my email. It's down there below. It's my name, Christopher_call at ymail.com, which it is ymail, not Gmail. So don't correct that. And maybe we can make a couple for you and just somehow, you know what, I still have the molds. I never truly destroyed them all. Because I do want to do some special ones for the Alzheimer's Association. And eventually I plan on buying a second Sprint and customizing it for the Alzheimer's Association and use that as the grand prize for this coming season's Walk to End Alzheimer's. So just to give whoever's in here a little bit of a heads up on my plans. But we all know that the Creep's plans sometimes go down the drain. The skibbity drain, if you will. The skibbity drain. Let me put that on top of the big one that I got over here. But if you really absolutely want one, message me and I can figure out what it would cost, pounds versus USD and all that. I know you guys the pounds are, I guess they're better than. All I know is whenever I see a guitar and they're like 500 pounds, it ends up being like $650, something like that. But DC, if you absolutely want a set, reach out to me. I'll investigate what it would cost to get it to you. You know, give me your legal shipping address, and I'll look into it. But I can't guarantee anything. Because if we start talking $50 to get it to you, then I don't even think it's worth it. As much as I would love for you to have a set, I'm not letting anyone. I mean, $40 for them normally. Again, a third of that is shipping. That's materials. That's time. That's the packaging. I'm throwing in free gifts for everybody too. that alone to me seems like a big number for it, but that's the only way I can not lose money on it to get them out to people. But let's see what we can do. If you really want to set, shoot me an email, and just put Thumb Buddy as the subject, so I know you're not some dickhead just trying to fuck around. And I'll research it. I'll look into it and see what it would cost you, and we'll make it happen if it can happen. If not, whatever. What's up, Bears fan? Goomba, this fucking kid, this Stugatz over here. I'm Irish, but I hung out and I lived in an Italian neighborhood. In fact, they fucking loved me. There was this little store down the street called Mike's something. It was a convenience store that had a sub shop. They also rented videos, and they were doing the early days of the cell phones, when you got the big long slip and you had to put the code in to give yourself minutes and shit. But there was a little old Italian lady that was constantly giving me like homemade sauces, and one time I walked in there and she had a freeze, like a vacuum form bag with a creature inside of it all marinating and shit. And she's like, I want you to do this. I want you to put this in your fridge for another 4 or 5 days. And then here's the instruction. It was a rabbit. And it was so fucking good. I did exactly what her paper said to do. And Now, God rest her soul. I'm sure she's long gone now. This is like decades ago. And she had to have been in her late 80s, early 90s then. So. I screwed that up. But yeah, you went to full Tony Soprano. Yeah, I guess so. I'll leave you guys with this. When I first moved to Arizona, I went there to work for the endalz system. And I did the paperwork via, here. And then I flew out there to do the physical testing and everything. And the way they made it sound like is they were desperate and they needed people. So when I contacted them, they were all about it. They overnighted me the packet, the paperwork, and I overnighted it back to them, and they set up all this stuff. So I flew out there December of 2001, and I went through all that bullshit. And then they're like, well, we want you, and here's a salary we're going to offer you since you already have, a background. We're obviously not going to get you at entry-level pay and all this stuff. And I think I was going to be, they wanted me as a sergeant. They wanted me to supervise a shift, be the OIC. He says, but we can't really hire you until March. They just put a fucking hiring freeze on us for some stupid reason. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I just flew 3,000 miles to set up a homestead for my family to fucking fly out here. So I took a job at a TGI Fridays. And because of the way I talked and everything, they all thought I was WITSEC. They thought I was on witness protection. Because you got to remember the Whitey Bulger stuff was starting to happen at that point too. So they're like an Irish kid from Boston, really thick accent, speaking really fast and saying certain things. They thought I was connected. And I was on like a witness protection kind of thing. And like this was a rumor at the TGI Fridays, right? And then one day they were all like, oh my God, we're in the weeds. And we didn't use that phrase in restaurants here. We would never use that because if you're in the weeds, it meant you just got clipped. You're dead. He's in the fucking weeds. And I said that. I was like, whoa, what are you talking about? And I explained it to them. They're like, no, it just means we're getting swamped. We don't have enough people to work on what the orders coming in, whatever. We're behind. And then I ended up sitting next to a guy who was a well-known guy from the Midwest, an Italian cat. On my break, I sat down at the bar and got myself a soda and some, mozzarella sticks or something like that to eat. And then I came back and they were like, dude, you know who you were sitting with? And so they all thought I was fucking, no. All of us did our little collections and deliveries when we were kids, but I never committed to it. I was never an associate. I was never a fucking anything. Soldier. I was never a capo regime. Any of that stupid shit. But I'm going to leave you with that. My fucking Tony Soprano days. I even wore polos like he did. Everyone was like, oh my God, it's Tony. Like, no, I'm more of a Patrick. I'm Irish, man. I'm not Italian. But, guys, thanks everyone for hanging out with me this afternoon. I'm going to go put a burger into an air fryer and see what comes out. And hopefully it's yummy. I'm sure it will be. James, I will be on the Ticker Talks here in a few minutes, probably posting some stupid shit as usual. Thank you for introducing me to the Skibbities. Had no idea what the fuck this was all about, but this is probably one of my most favorite objects on the planet now. And I don't know if you were here when I said it, but I have a Skeletor head that's about the same size as this, but I think I'm going to go a different direction. I'm going to let you guys have the Grim on the rims. And I'm going to do my own toilet monster. But guys, wherever in the world you are, I hope you're doing well. I'll see you tomorrow again at 1 o'clock if you're so inclined to come join me. Maybe we'll play some games. I keep forgetting I have Master System and I have Genesis games on here now too. And hopefully, when and if I ever get my own Sprint, we can connect it to this because I have the little thing to do that now. And we can start playing some television games on here again. I can't wait. I mean, I could put a camera in front of a screen and play my original one. But you're not going to get, you know what I mean? There's going to be a lot of latency and a lot of fucking drag and all that crap. And I don't know. It is what it is. Used to be a coin op. I knew the owners, the cabinets were all old money. Right on, man. I know exactly what you're talking about. But guys, wherever in the world you are, I hope you're doing well. And if I don't see you between now and then, I hope you have a wonderful new year. Don't forget that holidays don't take accidents, so don't be a fucking idiot New Year's Eve. Do the right thing. I'm fucking telling you. Do the right thing. And until next time, take care. Creep it real. And bye-bye.